Welcome back everybody to FTB. My name's Warrior009 and last episode I showed you guys how to make these little mob trap spawners over here. We use soul shards and this one's doing a zombie pigman one, so if you didn't see that episode just go back one and look at these. This is actually really useful and we're going to need more of these eventually for our next project. Today's project is going to be taking care of our power problems. So right now we only have a couple solar panels for both industrial craft and red power. So we don't really have that much power. Today I'm actually going to be going into a Railcraft source of power, which is actually really cool. They're actually called steam, we'll click on it here, steam boilers. So as you guys can see here, it's pretty complicated. There's this number here, this is our steam bar, our temperature bar, our fuel sources, and our water sources. So I've already made one because it does take a while for it to get going. I am going to be making another one here, so I'm going to show you guys how to make this. This is a low pressure steam boiler. There's a high pressure steam boiler. It just makes double the amount, so instead of 576,000 it's 1,040,000 something. So that's really the only main difference between the two. High pressure steam boilers are made out of steel. These are made out of iron, so these are a little bit easier to make. In this mod pack, you need to get steel from the blast furnaces, which I don't have yet, so that's why I haven't been able to make one. But we're going to have a steam boiler here, we're going to have a steam boiler here, and eventually I'll probably put the high pressure steam boilers over here. We're also going to be able to change up some of, like this is currently using a solid fuel firebox. There's also a liquid fuel firebox, so you guys will learn a little bit more about that as we go along. But this produces steam, as you guys can probably tell already by the name steam boiler. It'll make steam. The cool thing about these is you're able to use, in the Yogcraft pack there's power converters, so we're able to convert steam into other sources of energy, and we're also able to use steam in order to make megajoules using just regular steam engines. So these things are actually really nice to make. They're not the most efficient thing, but they are cool. You don't really see them in anything else. Like Railcraft really isn't used as much as it probably should be, mostly because of the efficiency of it. So Railcraft is notorious for being the most inefficient things possible, which is pretty true. But I mean, I like it. I really like it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make most of this stuff. Because we're going to be making another one here, and then we'll just hook it up, and then we'll hook up a couple other things to here so I can show you guys how to make the actual power. But to start off with, like I said, this is a low pressure boiler. It makes about 10 steam per tick, so it doesn't make steam until it reaches 100 degrees Celsius though, so we still have a little bit to go, and it takes about 8 seconds for every degree of Celsius. So it takes it's about an hour and 7 minutes to fully heat up from when you start it. So it does take quite a bit of time. So if you're looking for something that's a quick fix, this is not it. It takes a while to get going. But this will start making steam pretty quickly. It does use coal and it does use water. You need water to cool it, and since it's a solid fuel, we're able to use coal. You're also able to use basically anything that you would be able to use in a furnace, like just a normal vanilla Minecraft furnace. So lava buckets, charcoal. You can use peat in here. You can use wood. But in terms of efficiency, coal is the second to most efficient fuel source for the solid fuel. The most efficient is coal coke, which once again I don't really have. I don't have all the Railcraft things set up yet. If I was in my other world, I'd be able to do it, but since this is a new world, we're not able to do it quite yet. But eventually I would like to change this over to coal coke. We have a chest full of coal. It is going through quite a bit, so I'm hoping this lasts us most of the episode. But to start off with, I'm going to show you guys how to make these blocks. We're going to make some more of these blocks here. This is the Firebox blocks. These are steam boiler blocks, or low pressure steam boiler blocks. We need an aqueous accumulator that we're going to put here to put water into our steam boiler. So there's a few things to do. We're actually going to start off with the aqueous accumulator. So this one's a little bit more complicated. You can make it right away. I mean, you don't really need anything truly special. So we need a bucket, couple pieces of glass, couple tin ingots, a pneumatic servo, and a machine frame. Machine frame's pretty easy. We'll use glass, gold, and iron. So we'll come over here to our trusted chest that's glitching out, as you guys can see. I am going to need some iron though. Alright, so we're going to go back up. We're going to grab some of our iron. We're going to see, we need to go back over to the rolling machine from last episode. I'll show you guys how to set up your rolling machine, because you are going to need it to make those blocks for Railcraft. So come over here, we'll grab some of our iron, just grab a bunch so that we can use this. And on our way back, since it's a little out of the way, I'll show you guys what we're doing with the rolling machine. So the rolling machine is taking our iron, it is making iron plates for us. We need these iron plates in order to make our blocks. It is getting powered by a hobbyist steam engine. Now this has its own like user interface. The next couple tiers don't have it. You need to use just straight steam from the steam boiler. So we have our hobbyist steam engine, there's a commercial steam engine, and industrial steam engine. Now this only makes about 2 megajoules per tick. This makes up to 4, and this makes up to 8. So hobbyist is 2, commercial is 4, industrial is 8. So industrial is the most efficient once you get a steam source. But this is the only one that allows you to put coal and water into it separately. So you just put water buckets in and it fills this up. As you guys can see, it's going down very slowly. You put coal in and it builds up temperature, and the higher the temperature, the more joules it's going to make, or megajoules. So this is hooked up to our rolling machine, which is making our iron plates. And it should be, we'll put that in there. So as you guys can see, it does, the old rolling machines back from Tekkit, you didn't need any power. These you do. So we have a lot of iron plates now. That should be enough. I think it should be enough. We need like 37. We'll make a few more just in case. So we'll put those there. We'll leave those in case we need them later. So we'll come back down to our steam boiler room, which we're going to call it. Now the cool thing with the power converters, actually, I can switch over to creative mode real fast and show you guys what I'm talking about here. I didn't want to do that. Power converters. So this mod pack includes the power converters mod. This allows us to basically make any type of energy into another type of energy. So we have consumers and producers. As you guys can probably figure out, you need to hook up a consumer to the energy source that you're already making. So for our purpose, we're eventually going to be making a steam consumer. So it'll consume steam, it'll go through an energy bridge, and then we can make anything we want using a producer. So Industrial Craft 2 has a couple different ones. There's EV is like extra voltage or extra high voltage. It's a lot. There's high voltage, there's medium voltage. If we wanted to do Buildcraft, we could do Buildcraft producing. We could produce steam again. There's a couple different things that we can make, but we'll switch back over to our normal. Hello, what are you doing? And as you guys could probably tell by now, I did switch texture packs. It will be in the description. Hopefully, if it's not, just ask for it very quickly. It's just Sphax. It's the 64-bit. The 128-bit was, or I don't know if it's bit, but it just was laggy and I didn't like it. And yeah, so this is 64. It works fine. So yeah, a little bit of a change. But we need to go back and we need to make our aqueous accumulator. So machine frame, some glass, iron, and gold. We will grab our gold. The gold is coming from our zombie pigmen, so gold, iron, and glass. That's a machine frame. We also need to make a pneumatic servo, which is redstone, glass, and iron. Redstone. We'll actually put, can we put anything away here? Throw you away. Don't need you. Don't need stone bricks. Alright. So iron, redstone, and more glass. That makes us our pneumatic servo. So we can now make our pneumatic servo, our machine frame. I have a bucket. Okay. Bucket, 2 pieces of glass, and some tin. And I don't have my tin. This is where I really miss the old crafting benches. Tin, I believe, went there. machine frame, pneumatic servo, bucket. Oh, I was right. Okay. Tin goes there, and your glass. So this makes an aqueous accumulator. We'll come over here, we'll plop this down. What this does is, if I can put it in the right place, there we go. So if you right click on this, it starts filling up with like mega buckets worth of water very quickly. There's all these little icons over here, so it extracts waters from its surroundings. If you place it in a pool of water, you can speed this up. Redstone controls, you can change the redstone controls of it, and the configuration. So basically every orange side is an output. I don't think there's an input. It wouldn't make sense to make an input. But what this does is, once we have, actually, do we have a pipe? Golden waterproof pipe. So you guys will see, I can put a pipe there and it'll start filling up with water. What this is going to do is fill up our steam boiler full of water and keep it consistently filled. As you guys can see, it goes down every once in a while and then clicks right back up. You need this full of water at all times. If it's not full of water, it's not going to be good. You do not want this thing blowing up. It will blow up. So you need a constant source of water. These things are very easy to make, so this is the best way to do it. I mean, there's really no way around it. Best way to do it. So now we need to make our solid fuel firebox. So firebox, the problem is if you type it into here, you're going to get everything, because everything can make heat towards a solid fueled firebox. As you guys might be able to see at the bottom, 0.3K heat, solid fuel firebox. But if you go down, you can find it. Eventually, it is a multi-block, so you do need quite a few of them. We need furnaces, bricks, and fire charges. Fire charges are just blaze powders, gunpowder, and coal. Pretty easy. I believe I already have some made. Do I? I thought I did. I do. Okay. And I have furnaces made. Do I have bricks? I have some bricks. Alright, so we're going to need 9 of these. Now, with it being a multi-block, you can make it any size you want. So when I say that, an example, you can make it 1 by 1. You can make it 2 by 1. It really doesn't matter. You can make it up to a 3 by 3. So it could be as small as a 1 by 1, and it could be as big as a 3 by 3. Anything in between that is fine, but anything bigger than 3 by 3 will not work. So we'll make some more of these, and the size of your fuel box correlates with the size of your steam boiler. So this needs to be a 3 by 3 for me to make this huge steam boiler. This is the biggest that you can make it. This is 3 by 3 by 4, so it's 3 this way, 3 this way, and then 4 high. That's the biggest thing you can make. I believe, what is it? It's like 37 cubic, or no, it'd be 36, so 9 by 4, yeah. 9 by 4 is 36. 36 cubic meters, so 36 blocks is the biggest you can make of a steam boiler. But we need to make, am I going to have enough to make 9 of these? Don't think so. 9. 9 of those. 9 times 7 is not 41. Alright, we gotta go find, I believe I have some more bricks somewhere. If not, I'm gonna have to pick up some clay. But there's a couple different ways you can make power in FTB. This is one of the ways I wanted to try, just because it is different. It's not your simple run-of-the-mill stuff. Do I have any bricks? Anything? Do I have any clay? I have clay. Okay. That's good. So we'll go down here, we'll start making some clay. And what we're going to be able to do eventually, even though the room is pretty far away, we're going to be able to use energy tesseracts and stuff, and other tesseracts, which are basically like, you're able to transport energy and stuff, so it's kind of like the power teleport pipes that we used to have. It's going to be somewhat similar. It's not going to be exactly the same, but more than enough. Alright, so now we can make our firebox, our solid fuel. You can make a liquid fuel if you'd like. Liquid fuel, you're able to use creosote oil, biofuel, and regular fuel. I don't have any of those readily available, so I'm not going to make those quite yet. I might use a liquid fuel for one of the high pressure steam boilers in another episode. But it's just the if you want to make a liquid fuel. So there's solid fuel and liquid fuel. Liquid fuel is a little bit different. You need steel plates, once again, iron bars, fire charges. So it's a little bit different, not too much though. So we need furnaces, fire charges, and bricks. So fire charges, try to get this all sorted. Tell me I don't have enough. Oh, I don't have enough. No. 9 times 7. What the heck is 9 times 7? Oh, I think it's 63. Crap. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit short. Short by 1. But in the meantime, I can throw this up. I can start it at least. So you take your solid fuel firebox, and like I said, it is a multi-block, so once again you can make it any size you want, up to 3x3. So we're going to be making a 3x3. We won't be seeing this again. This will automatically hook up into our firebox, but nothing will happen until we finish those. So if I was to right click on this, it doesn't do anything. If I was to right click on this, it brings up the steam boiler thing. So we're pretty good with coal. We need to run back, and actually what's nice is I can run back. I need something that feeds me. Alright, we'll come over here. We'll run back down. It's a good thing I made this little side entrance thing. Run down here. Grab the rest of those. So as you guys can see, everything looks a little bit different because of the Sphax texture pack, but there's not too many. Like, it doesn't make anything look dramatically different. Come back over here. We will finish our solid fuel firebox. So last furnace, fire charge, and the rest of our bricks. So solid fuel, we're bringing that over to here and throw that on there. So now I have the ability to make up to a 3x3x4 steam boiler. Yes, steam boiler. I keep wanting to call it a steam turbine because I've also tried testing those out, but that is a steam boiler. So now we can make up to a 3x3x4. You don't need to. It could be 3x3, 3x3x1. You don't need to make it as big as possible, but if you do make it as big as this, it allows you to make more steam, which is nice. So you're able to use more engines if you want. You can convert more energy if you'd like, but you guys are going to see this. So we need to make these blocks next. These blocks are called low pressure. Actually, we'll just look up boiler because that'll be easier. So there's two different ones, like I said before, low pressure boiler and high pressure boiler. Low pressure we will be making with iron plates. If you were to do high pressure, it takes steel plates, but it's made the same exact way. It just takes steel instead of iron. I don't have the ability to make steel like I said before, so we need to make it like this. I do need 36 plates, I believe. Do I have enough? 36. I do have enough. Okay. So we'll start making this. You guys will see it doesn't connect itself until you start getting to certain tiers. So if I was to make tier 1, it didn't connect it for whatever reason. There it goes. Okay, so 3x3x2, the first thing connected. This only holds 288 units of steam. I don't know what the exact unit measure is, but this holds 576,000. We can make the next tier if we'd like. 432,000, but we want to make the top tier the biggest one that we can make. There is math behind this. I didn't do the math behind it. I didn't really feel like doing it, to be honest with you. But supposedly the bigger the steam engine, the better. These things work much better when they're heated up all the way. Like I said before, it does take an hour to heat up all the way. But once you get these heated up all the way and you have a constant source of fuel going to it, these do use less fuel as it gets heated up higher. So on the wiki it does say low pressure is more efficient than high pressure. I don't understand why, because if you have a constant source, it doesn't take, like, it takes the same amount of steam and same amount of coal. So it doesn't really make sense to me. But as you guys can see, it did make steam. We did pass 100 degrees Celsius. It did make steam. So now we have 576,000 units of steam. We're going to be able to use that whenever we'd like. And this is filling up with water from our aqueous accumulator. What can we do now? I don't want to... Should we hook that up? Yeah. We'll grab... Where is it? There you are. We can hook this up. This will start spreading. We'll take 3 just to kickstart it. 4 to kickstart it. Alright, and this will start making, like every 8 seconds it'll go up, roughly. So, it does take a while. But now that we have steam, we can do a couple different things. We can do steam engines, we can do... I think I want to keep steam engines over here. So we're going to convert steam over into, I believe, industrial craft power. So we're going to need a couple different things. We're going to need a steam consumer. So steam consumer is going to take a commercial steam engine and some gold. We actually want to make a couple of these. So iron plates, glass, pistons, and iron gears. Let's see, can we make these real fast? Wood gears, stone, and iron. Iron gears. We should make one more. Wood gear. Cobble. I wish there was an easier way to do this. And iron. Alright, so we have 4 iron gears. We need some pistons. Pistons. Do we have enough to make this? Two pistons. Whoops. We're going to need more iron plates, which it's a good thing I put them back into the rolling machine. So now they should be done. There should be 16 for us, so it should be more than enough. There is. We'll turn this off just so it doesn't. You want to make sure that also stays filled with water if you do have it on. Don't let it run out of water. Once again, that will also blow up if you... Well, first it'll seize up, and then if you try to put water back in it before it cools down, it tends to blow up, so... Alright, we'll take our glass, take some iron plates. I'll actually make 2 of these. 2 of those, and what was the last thing? Oh, our iron gears. So now we have 2 commercial steam engines. We'll make one of these into a steam consumer. That scared me for a second there. Steam consumer. Next thing we're going to need is an energy bridge. Now for all of these things you need to use an energy bridge in between the consumer and producer. So keep that in mind when you're using these things. We're going to need diamonds, redstone. Do I have any diamonds with me? No. Crap. Sorry. I thought I had almost all of the materials ready for what we needed to do, but I'm going to have to grab some diamonds. I used diamonds earlier for something. Come back up here to our sorting facility. Grab a couple of you just in case. Hopefully that'll be the last thing that we need to grab. I need like an escalator. An escalator would be cool. Just like zoom around. Once I make the power suit armor, I should be able to walk faster though. So, diamonds. Oops. Diamond, glass, and redstone. This makes an energy bridge. Then we are going to need a IC2 consumer. Or no, producer, I'm sorry. So we can do a low voltage one, a medium voltage one, or a high voltage one. Now I already have a MFSU, so we're going to want to go with high voltage just for the hell of it. So we need to make a high voltage consumer. High voltage consumer is a high voltage transformer surrounded in gold ingots. So a high voltage transformer, if you do not remember from Tekkit, I'm not going to make one of these because I believe I've already made one, right? Somewhere? I have. Okay. So a high voltage transformer is 2 4 times insulated high voltage cable, which is high voltage cable is 3 refined iron across the top. A lot of clicking here. So then you need to insulate it once, which will make you just normal insulated HV cable, and then you can use rubber. If you just do it from once, you need 2 rubber. If you do it from twice, you need 1 rubber. So what else do we need? We need an electronic circuit, which you guys should know how to make. If you don't, you really should know how to make this by now. But copper cables, redstone, and refined iron, very easy to make. Very simple stuff back from Tekkit. An energy crystal, redstone, surrounded, diamond, very easy. What else do we have here? And a medium voltage transformer, which is just a machine block and insulated gold cable. So it's a fairly simple thing to make once you have the materials, like most of these things are. But we are going to grab that high voltage transformer, make that into our IC2, which is Industrial Craft 2 high voltage consumer. Now it makes a consumer at first. If you throw it back in, it'll make a producer. You need a producer to produce it. So now in order to get steam out of here, steam automatically will come out of it using golden waterproof pipes. So what we can do here, we'll take a golden waterproof pipe, shift and click. As you guys can see, it filled up with steam. We will take our steam consumer, click that on there. Now we can right click this and it won't do anything, so be careful of that. I don't know, this will do something. Our energy bridge. So now out of the south side, it is taking steam in at 40, I think it's megabuckets per tick, but it's charging up. And then what we can do here is hook up our IC2 HV producer. Hook that up to there. Now all of a sudden it shows you that the high voltage is hooked up to absolutely nothing. So it's the output of our energy bridge. These things are very intuitive. They do their job very easily. I mean, it's hard to screw these things up, so which is nice. So we will grab some of our glass fiber cable. We will grab our MFSU, which is here. Glass fiber cable, MFSU. Ta-da! Making about 500 every second, roughly. So it's not the fastest thing, but it is making power. Now the thing is, over here with our steam consumer, as you guys can see, it says 40, I think it's megabuckets. If it's wrong, then whatever, it's MB per tick. So, but there's multiple inputs where you can put more if you'd like. Now if we were to click on this, it's using such a minimum amount of steam, it's like, it's basically replenishing itself as fast as it's getting taken out. So we're going to take more of our golden waterproof pipes, actually. And we're going to do this. Going to make a little nerd pole. Okay, so what we can do here is take more. So now this just went up to 80 MB per tick. Now we can bring it from outside here. 120 MB per tick. Now it's going to start making more EU per tick. So as you guys can see, it's faster. It's much faster. Now it's about 1,000 per every second. Maybe even 1,500 per every second. Now you can do this whatever, like the consistent thing is going to be a steam consumer here and then an energy bridge. Now we can make this into anything we'd like. So if we were to go back to our, we can make it into low voltage if we'd like, medium voltage or high voltage, but that's not exactly what we're looking for. If you want to, there's a couple different producers. There's Railcraft producers, low voltage, high voltage, extreme voltage I think it is, and steam producers. So we can make it into a Railcraft power. This is technically Railcraft power, so this is actually pretty cool. This is making, it's actually making more than I would think. and we're still not even remotely close to like our maximum amount of power. Hook that up. 160. Look at that. Look how awesome is that? Just from steam, just from coal and water. Like I said before, with Railcraft, it's not the most efficient thing. This thing is pretty cool though. You gotta give me credit for that. Now we're able to... Do I have another? I do have another steam engine. So what I can show you now too is if you guys don't want to use the converters or anything and you just want normal Buildcraft power, so we'll take steam. Actually, it's probably not hot enough. It's almost hot enough. So I'll bring that down to here. We gotta hook up a steam engine. And if we were to grab our rolling machine, which actually, you know what? We'll try to make one down here. What does the rolling machine take? Rolling machine is, oh crap, a bunch of pistons, a crafting table. Alright. Oh, I guess I can... We'll try to make one of these real fast so I can show you guys how it's going to affect the actual steam engine. Now there's a couple of different things you can do with steam. There is an oven. The oven is pretty cool. It's kind of hard to make. I was trying to test out all these things. So if we type in steam, there's turbines. The steam oven, this is also a Railcraft thing, so it's a multi-block. We have 3 different types of steam engines. There's actually another one here. I don't know what that one does. I'd never used that one before. So, and a steam locomotive, so you can make a train. Train would be pretty cool. We need 4 pistons. Do I have enough for 4? I always do that. Alright, 4 pistons. We need a rolling machine. Look up this recipe again. I didn't really expect to do this, so we'll make one of these. Crafting table, 4 pistons, and some iron. So do that. Some pistons and our crafting table. That makes a rolling machine. We come back over here. This is almost to the point where it's going to make steam. It should start making steam right now. So it's making steam. Maybe not enough for it to be... I think this needs to get up to half and then it'll start bringing it out. But we'll throw down that. We'll actually take that up again. Put that down like that. We'll be able to turn this on if I hit a stick. Oh, tell me I'm 1 wood short. Oh, there we go. Take a stick, piece of cobble. We could turn this on whenever we would like. So this reached about half and then it started giving steam to our engine. This will fill up once we are able to turn it on, and then it will power our rolling machine. So if we were to turn this on, it'll start filling up with steam. It takes a while, and then it'll start making megajoules. So the megajoules will help us with our rolling machine if we ever need this. What we're going to be able to do eventually is use tesseracts and stuff. So we'll be able to have this in our other room like before, and not just use a hobbyist steam engine. But this is the way you can use steam from Railcraft. There's a couple different things that you can do, as you guys can see here. We did do a little bit of converting. You can do it in just a normal engine. I'll actually turn that off for the time being. I don't want that running. But it does use quite a bit of coal, so you do need coal. If you do have a wither skeleton spawner, so like our soul shards, this is how it's like all wrapping up. If you have a wither skeleton spawner, they do drop coal, which is good because if you're producing 12 wither skeletons every 2 seconds, eventually they're going to drop enough coal that you can power this as long as you want. So that's pretty much the next step in this project, is to get a consistent source of coal. Like I've been saying in most of today's episode, these aren't the most efficient things, but they are cool. I do like them. We are going to be able to use a couple other steam things. Like I can make an oven eventually and use a steam oven. There's a turbine that would normally just make industrial craft power, but with the converters we don't really need that. So I'm hoping you guys can use this in your worlds. You don't necessarily need to make a steam engine, but you guys did learn how to use the power converters. So if you do want to use steam, you can use that. If you want to use something else, if you want to convert, like I could also convert out of the MFSU into the other things. I can make steam if I wanted to. I can make buildcraft power if I wanted to. So that's always a useful thing. These things are very useful if you are using this mod pack and these are available. So it just makes things a lot easier. So I hope you guys can use some of these things, whether you are using the steam boilers, if you're using the aqueous accumulator for something else, rolling machine. So there were quite a few things in this episode that you guys got to see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and favorite. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, if you click on the subscribe button, you'll see when I publish episodes. I've been trying to get as much done as possible lately, but FTB definitely has my interest more than the other ones, so this is why these cool things are coming out in episodes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and have a nice day.